Hello everyone, it's Annabella here. Today's video is out of schedule because it's a purchase reading. I always prioritize purchase readings and aim to complete them as quickly as possible. Quick reminder, I'll be on vacation until February 15, so if you have any purchase inquiries, please send me an email before January 29th. This is a full relationship reading for Hye Yoon and Seok. I've done private readings for them before, but this is the first time a purchaser has allowed me to share the full reading publicly. We'll dive into their energy and mutual feeling. But remember, this is a celebrity reading. Take it with a grain of salt. Let's get started. The first card we have is the Eight of Wands. Now, as you all know, I don't work with reversals because I rely on my intuition to determine if the card's energy feels reversed or not. In this case, I strongly feel this card carries a reversed energy. Normally, the Eight of Wands represents progress, quick movement, or a conclusion to something, either positively or negatively. It can indicate a relationship moving forward in a positive direction, or it can signify rapid development leading to a solid yet separate conclusion, where the individuals grow stable but apart. Giving the private readings I've done for this couple in the past, which I wasn't able to share, I believe this card suggests their relationship is solidifying in the latter direction. It feels like their connection is stabilizing, but not as a couple. Stick with me and let me walk you through the rest of the reading. The following cards will help explain why I'm interpreting this card as a fast stabilizing energy in the non-relationship direction. The next card is the King of Pentacles. While it's true the relationship might be stabilizing in a non-relationship direction, that doesn't mean there were no feelings involved. When a king or queen appear in a spread, it usually indicates there were some level of emotions, whether small or significant, alongside other factors like career or passion. The King of Pentacles here confirmed that. I personally love the King of Pentacles in love readings because he represents stability, reliability, and faithfulness. From a relationship perspective, this card suggests he felt comfortable with her, enjoyed her company, and appreciated working with her. He definitely had feelings for her. However, the King of Pentacles also often points to someone who struggles with communication or is deeply career focused. I believe that's where things shifted. He likely prioritized his career over the relationship, which influenced the direction things have taken. Next, we have the Nine of Swords. This card represents burden, fear, stress, feeling overwhelmed, and even unhappiness. Since this is a mutual relationship reading, these feelings could stem from either or both of them. However, I strongly feel that one or both were afraid of becoming the subject of gossip or public scrutiny. Being a couple in such a popular drama likely brought a sense of pressure and emotional overwhelm, creating a heavy energy between them. It's important to remember that all these cards work together, so we'll need to look at the remaining cards to fully understand how this fits into the bigger picture. But for now, it's clear that there was a sense of stress and emotional strain in their connection. Then we have the Six of Cups. This card represents the past, happiness, and the innocence they shared during their time together. It suggests they had genuinely good times and truly enjoy working with one another. When they were together, there was a playful, childlike energy and a sense of wanting to protect and care for each other. However, since this card focuses on the past, it doesn't indicate growth or progression in their relationship. While it points to a bond that was positive and meaningful, it reinforces the idea that their connection might have remained in that nostalgic past energy rather than developing further. The last card for their mutual relationship is the Seven of Swords. Now that we've looked at the full spread, you can see how, despite some genuine nice energies, the strong presence of swords and rationality seems to have cut into their relationship, preventing it from growing further. This could also be tied to Hye Yoon's energy, which we'll explore in her individual reading shortly. That said, I do believe one person in this connection, likely her, is overly rational. I think we'll previously referred to her as being an anti-romantic, and that still feels accurate even now. The energy hasn't shifted much. Instead, it's becoming more stable and clear to me. The Seven of Swords shows someone holding onto the swords and walking away from the tents, symbolizing leaving the past behind. I feel she is consciously stepping away from this connection because of her rational mindset. So, to summarize, the spread shows sweet memories and good feelings, but one person had to prioritize work while the other decided to block off emotions and move on. But let's not judge or blame her. She has her own reasons and the freedom to think and feel as she chooses. Hopefully, this helps clarify their current dynamic. Now, let's shift focus to his energy and see how he feels towards her. This should give us more insight into what's going on with him, especially in terms of his career focus and emotions. Let's dive into the cards and see what they reveal about his perspective. The first card for his feelings towards her is the Ace of Wands. I believe I got this card the last time I did a future reading for them as well. However, since this card is showing up in his personal feelings, it's highlighting the passion he feels. For him, she seems to have something that ignites a spark, something that makes him feel excited or even giddy inside. This could be due to the chemistry they share, which is likely part of the reason their drama was so successful. I get the sense that he saw her as someone with potential, whether in a romantic interest or as a creative spark. He really enjoyed the passion and excitement they had together, and it's clear she had a significant impact on him in that way. Next, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which, as you can see, directly pairs with the King of Pentacles from the earlier mutual energy spread. I truly believe he saw her as someone with potential. However, seeing someone as a potential partner and having feelings for them doesn't automatically mean they're together. Relationships are a two-way street, after all. By viewing her as the Queen of Pentacles, he likely recognizes her strong focus on her career and her drive to do well in her work. She is always thinking about progress and doing her best, and it's possible he sees that same energy in himself. The appearance of both the King and Queen of Pentacles between them signifies a strong connection, a shared understanding of stability and practicality, but it also highlights that both of them are currently focused on their individual paths. As an afterthought, it's possible that he wants to become the King of Pentacles to meet her standards. This could be another reason why the King of Pentacles showed up in the first mutual energy spread. Maybe he feels a sense of responsibility or desire to level up in order to match her energy, especially since she's so focused on her career and personal growth. It could be his way of trying to align with her values or the type of stability she seeks, which might explain some of the tension and focus on career in their dynamic. Next, we have the Three of Wands. This card is all about seeking new opportunities and looking toward the future. which suggests he is starting to look beyond the current connection. Even though he has feelings for her, it seems like his focus is shifting towards other opportunities, likely related to his career. He may be thinking about his long term growth, whether that includes her or not. Right now, his primary focus seems to be on whatever's out there on the horizon, waiting for him to pursue. This indicates that despite his feelings, he's more intent on carving out his own path and securing his future. The Four of Cups seems to explain why he's ready to focus on his new journey. This card often represents boredom, and in this case, it highlights how he feels like no matter what is offered to her emotionally, she isn't really focusing on him. It could also suggest a sense of unrequited feelings, making it difficult for him to move forward with the relationship. I believe this is why he's shifting his focus. He might be feeling stuck or unfulfilled emotionally. That's likely why, even from the first thread, we saw energy leaning toward a clearer, more direct focus on working on their own individual paths. The Fool, being the only major arcana in his spread, clearly indicates that his main focus right now is moving on and embracing a new journey. He's letting go of the past, including the emotions tied to it. This could explain the appearance of the Six of Cups earlier, representing past feelings. Everything now seems to be about what lies ahead, what's waiting for him in the future, who he'll meet next. He can't keep holding on to these unrequited emotions and expect to move forward with his life. That's not how things work. However, let's not place any blame on her. We need to take a look at her energy as well. Both of them have their own free will, and ultimately, they're making choices for themselves. And remember, this is still a celebrity reading, so please take everything with a grain of salt. Now, let's take a look at her feelings for him. This might give us more clarity on why she's so focused on other things or blocking her emotions. By understanding her perspective, we can get a better sense of what's going on in her heart and mind. Let's see what's the cards reveal. The first card for her feelings towards him is the Page of Wands. This card typically represents something fun, playful, and optimistic, but in the context of her feelings, I sense that she might view him as a bit too childish, despite their age difference. Perhaps he's just not her type, or maybe he came on too strong, moving too quickly, which could have scared her off. It's also possible that her logical side started rejecting the idea of getting closer to him, and she pulled away. But let's keep going with the next card to get a clearer picture of what's really going on. The next card is the Ten of Swords, and this energy is even more intense than the Nine of Swords. It feels like the way she views him or their connection has become emotionally exhausting. There could be situations, possibly unknown to us, that have contributed to this. Perhaps the pressure from the fandom, gossip, or the fear of being the subject of negativity. It seems like these external factors are really waiting on her, making her feel suffocated. Sadly, this suggests that she's likely not interested in continuing the connection. She may prefer to move on with her life and leave all the negativity behind, as it's just not a good feeling for her to be in. The next card is the Hangman, which is the only major arcana in her spread. If we look at all three spreads so far, his, hers, and the mutual, it's clear that the Fool and the Hangman are not necessarily romantic cards. The Fool represents new opportunities and starting fresh, while the Hangman suggests being stuck or that it's just not the right time. In her case, it feels like it wasn't the right time for her to embrace a relationship with him. Meeting him might have opened her eyes to a different perspective, but not all of it felt positive. While he gained more fame from the drama, she might have faced more negative attention. The hangman shows that while she's not feeling overly negative, she isn't in a place where she's ready to move forward either. She's somewhat at peace, but she's not in a position where she can act freely or pursue anything further with him. Next, we have the Five of Swords, which has shown up before in my readings for this couple, and I feel it represents her energy quite strongly. I just want to emphasize that there's no reason to be upset with her if this relationship doesn't work out. She had her own share of stress and emotional challenges. The Five of Swords is all about surrendering and walking away, but it's also about being rational and logical with her decisions. There's a lot of unseen conflict and hostility she may face in the entertainment industry, and walking away from things that make her uncomfortable is something we should respect. In this case, this card indicates that she's ready to give up and move on from this relationship. Finally, we have the King of Swords. Now, I'm not sure if there are other people or men in her life, but the King of Swords is the type who wants to cut off anything romantic. He's all about logic and rationality, and this energy is saying she's just too focused on the rational side of things to entertain any romantic involvement with him right now. It's interesting that she got three swords cards in this reading, all giving off a no, I'm good, thank you kind of vibe. In conclusion, all these cards suggest that both of them are moving on with their own lives and focusing on their individual paths. I hope everything I've shared here makes sense and is clear to you. Remember, this is only a celebrity reading, so take it with a grain of salt. I'll be on vacation until mid February. Feel free to email me and I'll do my best to respond while I'm away. I'll see you next time, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and a special thank you to the purchaser for making this reading possible.